Welcome to class 9th biology children. In our previous classes we discussed about vermicompost preparation. Next Panchagavya preparation also. What in about vermicompost? Vermicompost is useful to increase our soil fertility. Next what you know about Panchagavya? Panchagavya is useful to increase soil fertility and also useful to give us high yield in crops. Okay, let us discuss about organic farming. Another topic, organic farming. Okay, organic farming means what do you know about organic farming? Without using chemical fertilizers and without spraying harmful chemicals on crops. If you cultivate crops, then that type of method is called organic farming. Okay, if you use chemical fertilizers on your crops, you will get yield up to 20 to 30 years only. Okay, after 20 to 30 years what will happen? These chemicals damages your soil fertility, then crop yield will be gradually decreases. So don't try to use chemical fertilizers. If you use chemical fertilizers for cultivation, then what will happen? You will get high yield up to 20 to 30 years only. After 20 to 30 years what will happen? These chemicals will damage your soil fertility, then yield will be gradually decreases. Okay, so in order to increase our yield, then we need to follow the another method also. That method is called crop rotation method. Crop rotation method and mixed crop method. What in about crop rotation method? Paddy after green gram or red gram, whatever may be it is, we need to cultivate another crop. One crop after another crop we need to cultivate. If you cultivate same crop for a long time, then what will happen? Your crop yield will be gradually decreases. So crop rotation we need to follow. Next, what is another method? Mixed crop method. In mixed crop method already we have seen red gram in haldi, next cabbage in groundnut, and also betel leaf crops. So these all crops are considered as a mixed crop methods. In this mixed crop method, more than one crops can be cultivated within the same land within the same time. So that type of method is called a mixed crop method. Already we discussed about mixed crop method importance in agriculture. So we need to follow crop rotation method and also mixed crop systems we need to follow. Next, let us see biofertilizers. Biofertilizers we need to use instead of chemical fertilizers. What do you know about chemical fertilizers? These chemical fertilizers contains contaminated chemicals in it. If you add these chemical fertilizers to your crop, then you will get more yield up to how many years? 20 to 30 years. After 20 to 30 years what will happen? Your soil fertility will be gradually decreases. So instead of using these chemical fertilizers we need to use biofertilizers. These biofertilizers are also called microbial cultures. What they call? Microbial cultures. Okay, generally biofertilizers are two types. Let us see this table. Biofertilizers table: bacteria, algae and fungi. What do you know about these bacteria, algae and fungi? These all are living organisms. These are also acts as like a fertilizers. So these fertilizers are coming out from the living organisms. So that is why these fertilizers are called biofertilizers. Let us see bacteria. Nitrogen fixes. So nitrogen fixing bacteria is Rhizobium agitobacter bacteria and azospirillum. Okay, Rhizobium agitobacter bacteria, where do we see? Already we have discussed. In case of leguminous crop, plant roots, they contains Rhizobium agitobacter bacteria. Next, azospirillum is also one of the bacteria which acts as like a nitrogen fixes. Next, let us see phosphorus solubilizes bacteria. Example, Bacillus pseudomonas. Bacillus pseudomonas is the bacteria which is acts as like a phosphorus solubilizer. Next, algae. Nitrogen fixing algae is blue green algae. What do you know about nitrogen fixing algae? Blue green algae. Let us come to fungi. Phosphorus moralizers, example mycorrhiza. Next, phosphorus solubilizers, example penicillium. These all are acts as like a bacteria, algae and fungi. These all are acts as like a biofertilizers. If you supply these biofertilizers to your crop or to your cropping land, then what will happen? Your soil fertility will be gradually increases. Then you will get a more yield. Let us see importance of biofertilizers. If you use the biofertilizers, then these are useful to increase the soil health and also productivity. Productivity means yield can be increased and soil health also increases. These do not have nutrients in them like organic manures. They synthesize nutrients from the environment and soil. So, in case of these biofertilizers, generally we cannot observe any nutrients, but they will synthesize nutrients from the environment and the soil. These are also called farmer eco-friendly fertilizers. Farmer eco-friendly fertilizers. ఫార్మర్స్కి యూజ్ అవుతాయి కాబట్టి వాటిని ఏమంటారంటే ఫార్మర్స్ ఈకో ఫ్రెండ్లీ ఫెర్టిలైజర్స్ అంటారు. ఆల్ ఆఫ్ యూ అబ్జర్వ్ దిస్ ఫిగర్ 13 biofertilizers can or bucket. Okay, 10 kg biofertilizers bucket it is. Okay, so if you supply these biofertilizers to your cropping land, then cropping land fertility will be gradually increases. Let us discuss about chemical fertilizers. Nowadays, various types of chemical fertilizers can be seen in the market, like urea, NPK, nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium, and super phosphate, named one chemical fertilizers. These are chemical nutrients. These are partially or completely synthetic in origin. Okay, so these all are urea, NPK, next superphosphate. These all are belongs to chemical fertilizers. These all are they consisting chemicals in them. So if you supply these chemical fertilizers, you will get the more yield. Up to how many years only? Only 20 to 30 years only. After 20 to 30 years, what will happen? Your soil fertility will be gradually decreases. All of you observe the quantity of nutrients in the soil decreases if plants continues to absorb them. If you supply these chemical fertilizers continuously, then what will happen? Your soil fertility will be continuously decreases. So your land will become wasteland. If you cultivate any crops in those lands, then what will happen? You will never get a high yield. Okay, let us discuss the percentages of nutrients in the different chemical fertilizers. Let us see. Name of the fertilizer: urea, superphosphate, ammonium sulfate, potassium nitrate. If you observe urea, it contains nitrogen 46%, phosphorus 0, potassium 0% in it. Next, superphosphate. It contains nitrogen 0%, phosphorus 8 to 9%, potassium 0%. Okay. Next, ammonium sulfate. It contains nitrogen 21%, 0% phosphorus, 0% potassium. Potassium nitrate. It contains nitrogen 13%, phosphorus 0%, potassium 44% in it. So if you supply these urea, superphosphate, ammonium sulfate and potassium nitrate to the cropping lands, you will get a more yield up to 20 to 30 years only. Okay, so we need to use biofertilizers instead of these chemical fertilizers. Okay, let us discuss another topic. The amount determines the effect. The amount determines the affected topic. In this topic, one graph is given to us. Along x-axis, we can see amount of nitrogen applied. Along y-axis, we can see crop yield in tons per hectare. Okay. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, like that in tons he gave us. Next, along x-axis 0, 60, 120, 180. These are the cages of nitrogens. What do you know about this IR8 and PETA? IR8 and PETA both are rice varieties. What do you know about these? Both are rice varieties. So if you had 2 acres of land, you should cultivate 1 acre of land with the PETA variety. Next, another acre of land, IR8 variety. Then if you supply same amount of nitrogen to the both the varieties, then what will happen? Here we are able to observe PETA yield is indicated in a pink colored line. Okay, this is PETA. Next, this black color line indicates IR8. If you observe this graph, which one gets more yield? IR8 gives more yield. If you supply same amount of nitrogen to both the varieties PETA and IR8 varieties, then within the same time we will get a more amount of yield only in IR8 variety but not in PETA. Why? What the reason? IR8 is the high yielding variety, so it gave us a high yield. Okay children, so if you cultivate 2 different crops within the same land, if you supply same amount of nitrogen to both the crops, you will get a more yield only in one crop. That crop should be always high yielding variety. Here IR8 is a high yielding variety, so it gave us a good yield. Okay children, today's class is completed. In our next class we are going to conclude chapter 8. Okay children, thank you.